Breaking news. The mood behind the scenes at the Denver Broncos is optimistic. Coach Sean Payton is finalizing the last details for the game against the Chiefs next Sunday, and despite the great challenge, I believe we will win. We didn't get here by chance. A light shone on the Denver Broncos this season, and we can't let it go out. I know that many don't believe that the Denver Broncos will make it far, much less to the Super Bowl. But man, I'm confident. I believe we will beat the Chiefs and advance to the Super Bowl. If you're with me and believe this, hit the like button hard. If you don't believe it, write your opinion about it in the comments. Now let's go. The weekend is coming, and 3 Broncos players have been selected as Pro Bowl starters. Patrick Surtain, Nick Bonitto, and Marvin Mims. First, congratulations to these players. They really deserve their spots. Patrick Surtain's dominance at cornerback continues to solidify his reputation as one of the league's best. Nick Bonitto's breakout season, highlighted by 11.5 sacks and 2 defensive touchdowns, made him a sure bet for his first Pro Bowl nod. And Marvin Mims, for the second straight year, demonstrated his excellence as a punt returner and special teams weapon. These selections are well-deserved and a testament to the talent within the Broncos roster. However, the real story lies in who didn't make the cut. Defensive lineman Zack Allen, who has been nothing short of phenomenal this season, was left off the initial Pro Bowl roster. Let me put this in perspective. Allen leads all interior defensive linemen in pressures this season. He's been a disruptive force on the field, consistently delivering standout performances week after week. Statistically, his season surpasses those of players like Cameron Hayward, Chris Jones, and Justin Madubik, players who were selected as Pro Bowl starters over him. In tackles, tackles for loss, and sacks, Allen's numbers hold up as some of the best among his peers. Yet somehow, he was relegated to being a 4th alternate. A 4th alternate! It's hard to see this as anything other than a blatant oversight. So, how does something like this happen? It all boils down to the flawed Pro Bowl voting process. Fans play a significant role in the selections. And while this democratic approach may seem appealing in theory, it often devolves into a popularity contest. Players with well-known names or larger media presences frequently overshadow others who might be having superior seasons. Travis Kelce is a prime example of this issue. Despite having his worst statistical season since his rookie year, barely surpassing 800 yards and scoring just 3 touchdowns, he led all players in Pro Bowl voting. It's hard not to attribute this to his crossover fame, fueled by his relationship with Taylor Swift and the Swiftie fan base. For Broncos fans, this reality stings. It's not just about Allen's snub, it's about the lack of recognition for the team as a whole. The Broncos' defense, despite its ups and downs, has been one of the team's most reliable units this season. Yet, playing for a team that often flies under the radar nationally seems to have hurt players like Allen, who deserve to be household names but remain overlooked. Beyond the snub itself, there's another layer to this story: timing. The Pro Bowl rosters were announced with 1 week left in the regular season. This premature announcement undermines the integrity of the selections, as players still have opportunities to make their cases with standout performances in the final games. Allen, for instance, could further cement his dominance in Week 18, but the opportunity to factor that into the voting has already passed.
Now, let's talk about Vance Joseph. The Broncos defensive coordinator has done an impressive job with this unit, even in a season where consistency has been hard to come by. Under his leadership, the defense has allowed just 19.4 points per game overall, a respectable mark. However, December was a rough month. The defense gave up 30 or more points in 3 games, including matchups against the Browns, Chargers, and Bengals. While some of those games had unique circumstances, like overtime or special teams miscues, the perception of the defense's December struggles could affect Joseph's standing as a head coaching candidate. Interestingly, Joseph's name is still being floated in coaching circles. According to ESPN's Dan Graziano, Joseph's prior head coaching experience and the general performance of Denver's defense could make him a candidate for teams looking for experienced leadership. But let's be honest, his first stint as a head coach in Denver wasn't exactly stellar. While retreads like Pete Carroll and Bill Belichick have proven that second chances can lead to success, Joseph's initial tenure didn't leave much optimism for a second opportunity. For Broncos fans, there's a silver lining here. Joseph's continued presence as defensive coordinator ensures stability for a unit that, when firing on all cylinders, can be a game changer. To bring it all back to the Pro Bowl controversy, it's frustrating to see such a talented player like Zack Allen overlooked. It's a reminder that sometimes the NFL systems fail to properly reward players who earn their spots through sheer performance. For Allen, this snub may serve as motivation, fuel for an even more dominant 2025 campaign. For Broncos fans, it's a rallying cry to continue advocating for the players who truly deserve recognition. Now it's your turn. Do you think Zack Allen was snubbed? Should the NFL change its Pro Bowl voting process to prioritize performance over popularity? And what are your thoughts on Vance Joseph's future with the team? Let me know in the comments. I can't wait to hear what you think. And let's not stop there. The broader question we should all be asking is how the league can improve its methods for recognizing top talent. It's not just about the Pro Bowl, it's about creating a system that rewards players who deliver consistently exceptional performances, regardless of the market they play in or the size of their fan base. For teams like the Broncos, whose players often get overlooked due to the national spotlight being elsewhere, this is a particularly pressing issue. Consider this, Zack Allen's snub isn't just a slap in the face to him personally, it's a slight against the Broncos as a whole. When the league fails to acknowledge standout performances from players like Allen, it sends a message that playing on a less high-profile team diminishes your accomplishments. That's not just unfair, it's harmful to the integrity of the game. Fans, coaches, and even other players look to these accolades as a measure of success and impact. When those metrics are flawed, it skews how we evaluate careers and legacies. But maybe there's a silver lining here. Sometimes, being overlooked can be the ultimate motivator. Zack Allen now has a clear chip on his shoulder, and history has shown that players with something to prove can achieve incredible things. Think about the narratives we've seen time and again, athletes using perceived slights to fuel their drive, to elevate their game to even greater heights. For Allen, this could be the start of something special. Broncos fans should rally around him, let him know that we see him, and we recognize his value, even if the league doesn't seem to. The same goes for Vance Joseph. While the Broncos defense has had its share of ups and downs, the overall performance under his leadership has been solid. Yes, December was rough. Allowing over 30 points in 3 games isn't ideal, and it's something that will undoubtedly be scrutinized. But if you take a step back and look at the bigger picture, you'll see a defense that has been resilient, opportunistic, and often the reason the Broncos stayed competitive in games. Joseph might not be the flashiest name out there, but stability is underrated in the NFL. In a league where coordinators frequently get plucked away after one standout season, having someone like Joseph, a coach who's good enough to excel but not necessarily so exceptional that he's guaranteed to get hired as a head coach, might be exactly what the Broncos need right now. Continuity matters, especially for a unit as critical as the defense. So, Broncos country, the question now becomes, where do we go from here? How do we, as fans, help ensure that the players who represent our team get the recognition they deserve? Maybe it's about being more vocal, making sure the league hears us when we see an injustice like Zack Allen's snub. Maybe it's about pushing for changes in the Pro Bowl voting process, advocating for a system that balances fan input with metrics and expert analysis. Or maybe it's as simple as continuing to support our players, letting them know that their hard work doesn't go unnoticed by the people who matter most, us. The Pro Bowl might not seem like the biggest deal in the grand scheme of things, but it's moments like these that highlight larger issues within the league, issues that can have a ripple effect on how players, teams, and fans experience the game we all love. Let's use this as a chance to spark a conversation about fairness, recognition, and what it means to truly honor the best in the game. So again, I want to hear from you. Was Zack Allen snubbed, or is this just part of the Pro Bowl's flawed tradition? Should Vance Joseph be in consideration for another head coaching job, or is his best role staying right here in Denver? And what can the Broncos, and Broncos country, do to make sure our players get the respect they deserve? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep this conversation going. We're not just fans, we're part of the story.